Hello, everybody. It's Kavita with Konversai, and this is the third video in our quaranTIME series. And today I will be talking with my friend Oshin from India. And as you know, this is just a time for us to hear everybody's stories and experiences and just connect with one another. So, Oshin, thanks for being here. Why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and what you're up to and how you've been spending your time?
Hi, first of all, I'm so glad to be a part of this interview. Thank you so much. And I'm a 20-year-old music student. I study and pursue music because I'm passionate in it, but I'm also a dancer and a writer. And I kind of think all these three things go together. So it has always been like that for me, but music seemed to take over on everything else. So I have been pursuing my degree in music, and I was supposed to go to London this year for my final year degree, but now that COVID is happening, we don't know when that is happening. So yeah, that's me. And I live in Chennai, and I really want to go back home because Chennai is not my place, and I really hope I get to escape this place ASAP.
And where is home for you?
My home is Kerala. I live right near the backwaters. I think it's one of the prettiest places, to live at. It's so calming. And I have my mother and father there. My brother is in Mumbai because he's working, but I think I would just really like to have this time, with my mom and dad in Kerala, in that beautiful house, away from every chaotic thing.
Gotcha. So you're in college right now. So I assume that school isn't in session and you're doing everything online. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that experience and what that's been like?
So since we went under a lockdown, I think it began around around March 12th or something of that sort. And right away, our college did not shut classes down for some reason. And it was really scary because we didn't know what was happening, and it just happened so fast. And as students, we are really just unaware of how this could have resulted in anything, because we didn't know if the college had some good plans for us. What were they planning? If there was any plan, what is it? Like, talk to us, But they were really kind to shut down the college after the government orders came in directly, and we've been having online sessions since then through Google Hangouts, some people through Zoom, and it's been, I mean, it's weird to say this, but I think it's been more productive and more aligned as compared to when we were going to college and taking our classes, because people just show up. Now they just have to show up from their bed, so they can just sit there, mute themselves out, and just listen to whatever they have to. So I think that has worked out really well. And other than this, our exams and everything have been shifted online, which is really weird as a music student, because we actually thought we'd be doing our performances live outside. But KM did come up with an interesting concept to tackle that thing. They introduced the KM Lockdown Festival, in which all of the final year students got to put up all their content from everything they'd been preparing for the year. And we were supposed to do it live, but it became digital in light of the pandemic. And I think it was a huge success. All of us got an allotted time, and we just put up all our content right there on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube for everybody to see. And it went pretty well. The response was overwhelming and so kind and so amazing. So I think, yeah, things have been going good.
Awesome. And so what did you do for your performance for KM Lockdown Fest?
So I love jazz. I've always been a jazz person, and I knew that when I came into my final year in KM, I wanted to do something related to jazz. I just could not let go of it. And thankfully, this year we had this new course, which was given by our college, which is musical theater. And it's the most fun thing that ever happened in my life. So because of that course, I was able to take jazz as an entire rep. And my topic was basically covering the evolution of jazz from the 1920s up until now, because jazz was not just a genre of music. It was a statement of politics. It was something that was socially considered a huge statement in terms of what people wanted to say. It was associated with pain. It was associated with the devil's music at one point of time. And from that to have come to be known as, the classical music of America, I think jazz has evolved quite a lot. So my entire piece had, my entire rep had pieces from like Amy Winehouse, Sarah Bareilles, Nina Simone, and Dream a Little Dream of Me, Ella Fitzgerald, So it's been really great working on that jazz rep. So I thought that I would release 5 songs out of all the songs I prepared for my content. And I released them as IGTV videos, which you can find on Instagram. So please do check it out.
Awesome. So I guess when you heard that you had to, put all this content out digitally instead of in person, what was your reaction and how did you feel about that?
The first thing was this whole wave of anxiety because I have performed live, but I hadn't really put up a lot of covers online. For some reason, I've always just strayed away from it. But this forced me to do it, and I'm really glad it did. Because at first I was really anxious. I didn't know how I was going to put everything together because of limited resources and means and places to do things that we wanted to. But we created a nice little space, borrowed some fairy lights from some friends, set up a nice, background. And then I had my accompanist, Rakesh, on the guitar, who's also isolated with me. So it kind of makes it easier to not do it alone, And then we just recorded half the songs. He helped me a lot with my videos and we just sung it out. We made sure that we had fun through it, because if there was no fun, I don't think it would be worth it to go through that experience. But post that, the response was so good and so overwhelming. People are so kind and people appreciate music so much. And especially at a time like this, it was really great to, get to offer something like that.
Absolutely. So so tell us a little bit more about that. What do you think is the importance of music, especially in a time like this?
So a lot of people think that one of the things you should do when, there's a crisis of this sort is create awareness. But as artists, we are the kind of people who create that distraction. So even though you are aware of everything that's happening around you, you still need some kind of distraction to make sure you're not, getting anxious or feeling lonely or just sitting at home. Because sitting at home can be quite tumultuous. Just like sitting and doing nothing, it could take a toll on you if you're not a person who, sits home a lot. So as an artist, I feel like it is such a great opportunity to entertain people, to reach out with music to them. And there are so many music that has such good lessons and such good moral values, I guess. I don't know, but like these things that would just make people feel good about themselves. And like always, we have always turned to music or some form of art to express or like even emote. So I think music and being an artist plays a huge role when it comes to something like this, because people do need something to take their mind off of what is happening, even though it's happening. Yeah.
So what are some essential tunes that you would include on your lockdown playlist?
So for me, it's a lot of music. I just keep singing half the time. We are like, for me, it is expanding my playlist. I love watching a lot of live concerts. Like, I could suggest you some, like, Jimi Hendrix live at Woodstock. It is something to watch. And it is really interesting because Jimi Hendrix actually plays a version of Star Spangled Banner, which is super interesting because it kind of has some political meanings behind it. You should check it out and figure it out for yourself. You'll understand when you listen to it. And other than this, there are so many live concerts by rock bands like Pink Floyd, Nirvana, and even people like Eric Clapton, Nina Simone. Oh my God, you should watch her live. She is astounding. That's what I do half the time. When I sing, I write a bit, but I haven't been writing much because as of now, I'm really focused on my exams. I have exams coming up.
Okay.
And I have a lot of assignments to do. So most of my focus is on that. But other than that, I do take sessions on Konversai. I teach dance and I've been having a great time with my student. She's really encouraging and really just ready to do everything I put on her. So it's really cool because then I get to spend some time creating some sort of movement sequence that would actually work for her. And it helps me become better as a dancer too. Like honestly, since I've begun teaching her, it's been crazy because I've evolved as a dancer too. And other than this, I offer quite some other sessions on Konversai too, including a free session for anybody who wants to talk about the pandemic. And other than this, I watch a lot of videos and shows, TV shows, but I'm not really consistent with things. So
Okay,
I don't know
so
how
what
I
are
would
you
suggest.
watching?
So I watched this really funny show. It's new and it's on Disney Plus. It's called Avenue 5. It's this super weird show and it has these dark moments, but it's like, it's really humorous. It's all about fun and it's these innuendos and really dark jokes that just get you like, oh my God, what is happening? So yeah, Avenue 5, I just finished it today. It only has one season, sadly, because it's a new show and I'm sure they're going to bring more out after the pandemic is over. I did watch The Tiger King. I think it's a great show for people who would want to watch it because I guess everyone should know that there was a man like Joe Exotic who was just there and doing shit to tigers. I really think that plays a huge factor as entertainment in our lives. It was a really good show that way. I have also been watching an anime because I wanted to introduce Rakesh to an anime too, my friend. So basically, it is called Attack on Titan. Shingeki no Kyojin in Japanese, if you would call it that. But it's this weird anime about, it has a lot of gore, blood, and it's just about these titans who are, killing humans. And it's pretty cool because most of it is really action based and it has a great storyline. But I don't want to give much of it away because I really want people to come in and watch it more than anything. So yeah, you should really think about Attack on Titan or like Tokyo Ghoul, something like that.
Nice. So it sounds like you've been watching some pretty fun and crazy shows. What would you say is the craziest or strangest thing that you've done while in lockdown?
The craziest or strangest thing?
Funny.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't really, I'm not much of a crazy person. I just like to sit in a corner. So, if in terms of crazy, the only crazy thing I think I have done, which would be crazy in terms of me, is the KM Lockdown Festival, which was that music series of things I did, which was a really good experience for me because that was the first time I released proper videos of me singing and, got a response from people. So it was a crazy ride for me because I was really anxious about how people are going to take it in. How are people going to react to it? Are people going to like it? Does my voice sound good? I don't know. So I had to, think about all of that. But yeah, I think that was the craziest thing that's happened until now. But I'm sure exams are going to be much more crazy than that.
Yeah, so I bet you're studying hard for exams.
Actually, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm really not. I'm not that worried about the exams as such because they've been really easy on us. They've given us more coursework as compared to exams, and things they've given in exams are good enough. Like I know it, so I wouldn't have any problem with studying because for us in music it's not really studying, it's more of like ear training or like singing or presenting your content and stuff like that. So
yeah,
we would just practice and sing around.
And are you nervous about exams being online compared to in person?
I kind of was. I've never been faced with something like this. So the fact that it happened online, as soon as I got the news, I was just like, oh shit, what now? But right after that, when they gave us a nice syllabus with all the curriculum and everything, and they made it easier for us as compared to what it would have if we were giving the exam in person or something. So they've been really considerate given the pandemic, and it kind of eased out the stress of exams a bit more. Right now I'm just worried about what's happening to the world. I really don't care how my exams go. I'm just like, I want all of this to settle down.
Yeah. So in this time of lockdown and isolation, what would you say has been one of the most important lessons that you've learned?
Life is very unpredictable. I mean, you could have everything planned out. Like for me, that's what I thought. I was like, everything's planned out. This is gonna go good. My year's gone good. I can do this. And we had a lot of shows planned out. But right when the pandemic hit, it kind of made me realize that things are not always gonna go as you want. And for the first few days, I was really anxious and nervous about it. But it kind of settled in when I found out that people we're in it together. Like everybody's in this together. Everybody's sitting home, and everybody's been so tremendously supportive of each other. Like in terms of anything, in terms of helping, even with the simplest things like grocery to this, and that made me realize that man, there is so much good in this world that I didn't see and enjoy, like because of me just focusing on this fast-paced world and trying to do what I had to do. But this gives me a time to just sit back and actually just feel the world and see how people are actually evolving and helping each other and being so kind.
Yeah, and can you think of maybe a specific example of an act of kindness that you've seen that's really inspired you or encouraged you?
So one thing that I did was from my teacher. So my teacher, she lives in Chicago. So she recently just went back, and her mother has been doing this crazy thing, which is she's been packing things at her home, but she's been putting gloves, and she's really cheerful. She just wants to help, and she's old. And though my teacher, Keisha, she's really worried about her mother, it's still kind of sweet to know that she would pack everything up. And you know what she would do? She would like take food and put them in tin cans, so you could just open it directly and you could wash the outer side without the inner food getting harmed. And she would just go and leave it at people's doors and just like run away. So, they can be at a distance and still the help and the work is happening. So she's just going, driving around houses with all just packed with food and stuff, and just giving it to people and helping them. And when I heard that, I felt really nice, because it's really scary as an older person to go out, step out at this time, given the conditions happening. But the way she's been handling it, it's been so cheerful, and that just made me feel like, man, I wish I could do that.
That's amazing. Well, Keisha, if you're watching, shout out to you and keep up the awesome work. Any other last words of wisdom or positivity that you want to share with our viewers?
Yes, for sure. I know that this is a very tough time. I know that some people might feel really anxious. Some people might feel very nervous because you just don't know what's happening. And people always fear the unknown, right? But at the same time, you have to remember the entire world is going through this together. And no matter what, everybody's got each other's back. This is a point where nobody is going to turn backs on anybody who needs them. So just remember that you have a lot of people supporting you, loving you, looking after you, looking out for you, and will be there when you need them. And there are people on Konversai who are even providing sessions. So you can always reach out to people, and you never have to feel alone sitting inside at your home. And there are other fun sessions too, like dance sessions and all. You could learn some from me. Like stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah. So Oshin offers a ton of great sessions on Konversai: dance, Hindi, meditation, musical theater, wellness, writing, so singing, anything that you could think of. Oshin is a lady of many talents. So on that note, thank you so much for your time. Anybody who's watching, feel free to reach out to Oshin or any of us at Konversai anytime. We're all here for you. As Oshin said, this is a time where we really need to support one another, look out for one another, and just share our stories and experiences, because they do all have value and can benefit all of us. So thank you for watching. Have a great day and enjoy your quaranTIME.